Okay, this is how to set up SSH keys on Linux for github.com. Go to github.com, log into your account, and click on the setup git octocat. And it should redirect you to help.github.com/linux setup git. Alright, cool. So, first we download and install git. This is assuming you've already done that. So scroll down to the section with setup SSH keys. This is if you don't already have SSH keys set up. Okay, so this is after you set up git, and this is the part where you set up SSH keys. Okay, so you in the terminal, so actually type Alt F2, Alt, and then F2 way up there. It should bring up a thing like this, and type GNOME dash terminal. Terminal, and there it is right there. And then it'll bring up this. Okay, now you can type, you can follow along the instructions on the page. So right here it's cd tilde/.bash. So cd, watch out. Don't want a slash right there. You want cd. This keyboard is kind of annoying. You need a space after the cd. It's alright. So cd space tilde slash dot ssh dot ssh dot ssh, and then hit enter. And then over here it says if it says there's no such file or directory, skip to step 3. But it didn't say that, so we're going to go here and we're going to go back up and remove existing keys. So type ls, like it says right there. Ls, enter, and you'll see some stuff, just like it says down there, the green. Then type makedir or mkdir key dash backup, mkdir key space key underscore backup. The name doesn't really matter, just you're making a folder where you're going to keep the keys that you already have. Okay, hit enter, and then type cp id underscore rsa star, which you can kind of see right there. cp, put a space after the cp. cp space id underscore rsa star, and then space key underscore backup. And then hit enter, and then type rm id underscore rsa, rm space id underscore rsa star, and then hit enter. And notice over here we are not typing out the dollar signs, we're just typing out the stuff that comes after the dollar sign. Alright, okay, so now scroll down a bit on this page. We're going to generate a new SSH key. Okay, so that's SSH-keygen space -t space RSA space capital C space, and then your email address. So don't actually type your email address, type the whatever your email address actually is. So in this case, ctolliver000. Alright, so then hit enter, and it'll say generating a public key pair, public, private, and then it'll ask you where you want to save the key, And in Linux, that's always going to be home username .ssh id underscore RSA is the default in the parentheses here. So just hit enter. And then it'll ask you for a passphrase, and a passphrase is something like top of the morning to you, and not a word like hi. And it won't do anything as you're typing. It won't echo back anything. It won't even echo back asterisks, but don't worry, it's still there. And it'll ask you to type it, and then it'll ask you to type it again just to make sure that they both match. And then it generates some stuff, and that's exactly what it looks like on the web page over there. Well, not exactly, but similar. Okay, so now that you've created the SSH key on your computer, you need to tell GitHub about it. So go to GitHub and go to account settings and click SSH public keys. So this is GitHub. You need to, so account settings, over here there's SSH public keys, and then you can click add another public key. And then you can give it a title if you want, something like, but you don't have to. Alright, so then the key, you're going to hit, hold down Alt and then hit F2 again, and type gedit, G-E-D-I-T, and you can click on it or whatever, and then click open or file open, and then browse to that same location, so .ssh in your home directory, and then id underscore rsa.pub, no, the other one. Yeah, and then Control A to select everything, Control C to copy, and then Alt Tab to go back to this. Alright, and then Control V to paste, and then click Add Key down at the bottom, and it will verify the key for you and make sure that it's at least the right format. And then you can verify that it's the right key by going back to the terminal, or go to that other tab that has the instructions in it. Alright, so we've just copied our key to the GitHub webpage, the key that we made locally to the GitHub webpage. Okay, scroll down a bit. And here we can test out whether or not we copied the right key and everything is working correctly by typing ssh-T git@github.com. Hopefully you can read that. Alright, so go to terminal, yeah, and then type ssh space -T space -T space git@github.com, and then hit enter, and it should say something like, uh-oh, agent admitted failure, permission denied. Alright, so hold on a sec, let's go back over here. Should give you this. Having problems. Alright, so agent admitted failure to sign using the key. So then it says type this. Copy. SSH-add ~/.id underscore RSA, or sorry, ~/.ssh/ you just paste. Alright, so that's SSH-add SSH-id underscore RSA. Yeah, and then hit enter.
And again, it'll ask you for your passphrase, and every time it asks you for your passphrase, it will not type anything out. It'll just, but it will be accepting your passphrase. Okay, so now type ssh-t git at github.com again. And then hit enter. Okay. So now it says, hello username, you've been successfully authenticated, but blah blah blah. So that is a mark of success. Okay, so now we need to, after we've set up SSH keys, we need to tell Git about ourselves. So we set up our info. We do that by typing these commands. And the part in yellow, you don't actually literally type that, you type the whatever it should be for yourself. So that's unique to yourself. So go back to the thing and type that stuff out. Git space config space dash dash global dash dash and no space. Just No. So here, you just remove that space. Yep. Okay, so global space user.name you can actually see it right there. So user.name, and then whatever your username or whatever your real name is, and then hit enter, and then git config global user.email git space config, like the line before it. So pretty much everything exactly the same as the line before it, except user.email instead of user.name. And then whatever your email address is. On the web page they have an example, but don't actually type that. Type whatever your actual email address is. And then hit enter. And then the last thing to do is set up your GitHub token. So you can do that by going to GitHub site and click on account settings, and then click account admin. So go to the GitHub tab and click on account settings, and over here click on account admin, and then in here scroll down a bit and you'll see something that says API token. Copy that. Copy, and then go back to the tab that has the instructions in it. And scroll down a bit to the instructions. Okay, so now we're going to type git config global github.user to tell our local Git about GitHub. So we already told GitHub about our local Git, and now we're telling our local Git about GitHub. So git config, here, let me see. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Okay. So git config -- global github.user, and then your username and not literally the string username. And then git config global github.token, and then paste that thing from before. So
right click and then click on paste, and then hit enter, and that's it. That's should be done. I think there's no more instructions. Oh, sorry. Hooray! Go back to the page. Let's see if there's any more instructions. Nope. Celebrate! We did! Alright, that's it. Okay, thanks, bye.